Mcklunky, motherfuckers. I could probably end the video right there. It's like the news, but for nerds. Shout out to George Bosworth. Indeed, Beskar is the Mandalorian medal that is in the very first episode. Make sure you stay to the end of this video where we will ask another nerd car question. Do you guys remember when all the arguments about Star Wars were about George Lucas and not Kathy Kennedy and Rian Johnson? I personally long for those days. And just like The Mandalorian gave us a little flash from the past and has all the nostalgia and the feelings of those old school Star Wars movies, the latest news out there on the internet gives us a little hint at what it was like in the old school Star Wars haterade channel places. What, that made no sense. What the f*** is wrong with you? I think you see where I'm coming from. And so let's get into this. On the new versions, and I say new because apparently, this is just so fascinating to me. On Disney Plus, different versions of all the Star Wars movies have slight changes. And people have been looking into that, seeing the little differences here and there. And there was one difference that harkened back to one of the oldest arguments and frustrations and points of anger for Star Wars fans of old. And this would be the whole Han shot first thing. And for those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, why are you watching this video? But yeah, of course, I am talking about the original 77 version of Star Wars in which Harrison Ford and Han Solo shoots Greedo first. This was later altered in the special editions by George Lucas so that Greedo actually shot first. The whole idea was Han Solo had become a hero, and they were like, well, we don't want Han Solo the hero to be known as this crazy killer dude that shoots this dude first, even though that did happen. And now, in the new version of this scene, apparently they shoot at the same time. And also there was this addition of a scene where Greedo shouts out Mcklunky, the word Mcklunky, before getting shot by Solo. And what's really interesting is there was this sort of narrative online at first where people are like, yo, Disney is recreating Star Wars. They're changing things. How dare they change? Even though that's what people were so mad about with George. And check this out. This is what's so crazy about this. Apparently, George made these changes to the movies 7 years ago. He made these changes to these movies, and there are a lot of changes, actually, little changes here and there to these cuts 7 years ago, and he either just didn't tell Disney or like nobody was really paying attention. Leave it to the Star Wars fans to figure it out, right? But that's essentially what happened. So we're left to wonder, will George continuously hack into Disney Plus and make changes for the rest of time? That seems like a George thing. That would be really hilarious. But also, what was the thought process in changing it this time? Because there's, George has fun with this stuff. Like when he was visiting the set of the Crystal Skull, he wore a Han shot first t-shirt. It was like on the news. People were talking about it. It was a big deal. He's aware of the fandom. He has a lot of fun with the fandom. And so what was the idea of changing it this time? I think, honestly, the whole idea was, how do I sort of appease the fans that want Han Solo to be the badass that shot first, but also not make him this crazy killer dude? And so whatever Mcklunky means, I can assume it was the thing that made Han feel like he had to shoot, right? This is not something that's subtitled, by the way, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. If you're one of those really slick internet kids, let me know in the comment section. What does Mcklunky mean? But either way, that's what I think it is. It's literally just this fact that Greedo says this thing, and so you can see why Han would essentially shoot at the same time, because he's like, okay, well, that word then, that them fighting words, like it's going down. And so, honestly, I just wanted to talk about this because I find it absolutely hilarious. Like, when Greedo is trending on Twitter, we're living in the correct timeline. And so I know there's a lot of turmoil and crazy things going on in Star Wars right now. But I thought, why not comment on this thing? Let you guys know that it happened in case you didn't know that it happened. You can check it out for yourselves on Disney Plus if you've got it. And if you are aware of it, what are your thoughts? Why do you think George changed it this time? And do you think they should let George, like every 10 years, go in there and tinker as long as he's alive? That would be amazing in my opinion. But I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. Well, let's check the nerd card real quick before we get out of here. I want to know, what is the alien species that Greedo belongs to? Should be a softball for you hardcore Star Wars fans. What's the species or race that Greedo is? Answer that question in the comment section below.
I like to think Mcklunky is the Rhodian equivalent of yeet.
Oh, I like that, actually. I like that. Justin just said, I can't give, that gives away the answer. Damn it. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.